All right, let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening for some of you. Welcome to DreamCollege.ai webinar today, Reimagining the College Admission Counseling in the Age of AI. My name is Julia Liang. I'm the co-founder and CEO of DreamCollege.ai. I'm super excited to be here with you today for a conversation on a topic that could not be more timely today. As you all know, college admission is facing unprecedented challenge today. Hold on a second. Sorry, I need to be able to move this screen. All right. Well, as we all know that college admission is facing unprecedented challenge today. However, with the advance of the technology, especially artificial intelligence, it also gives us tremendous opportunities to reimagine how we serve students and support counselors. In DreamCollege.ai, we envision that in the future, every student should receive personalized extra level of the college guidance, regardless of their background or resources. At the same time, we also commit to empower our counselors with powerful AI-driven tools that could amplify their time, scale their impact, and keep the human connection at the heart of the process. To help us to deep dive in today's conversation, I'm incredible honored to invite our trusted advisor, Dr. Jeffrey Neal, in our webinar. Dr. Jeff Neal has 20 plus years of experience in global counseling practice in 4 different continents. He also teaches in UCLA college admission counseling. I'm incredible honored to have him to be here today. Jeff, would you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Julia. I'm really excited to be here today. My name is Jeff Neal. I am the Director of College Counseling at Graded, the American school in Sao Paulo. And as Julia said, I've spent time at 6 different schools on 4 different continents. So this topic is near and dear to my heart. If you've heard me talk before, you'll know that artificial intelligence is a big part of my sort of vision for the future. So one of the things that I want to talk a little bit about are what those challenges are. When we start talking about college counseling in today's day and age, the way that I often frame it is by saying that I can't tell you what our job will look like in 10 years, but I do know in my heart that there will always be a need for a human component of college counseling. But some of those, I think, more specific challenges that we're facing is, and it happens everywhere across the globe, rising caseloads, parts of the United States reporting counseling loads of over 700 people, 700 students per individual counselor, prohibiting that individual connection between counselor and student. Burnout, the longer I do this, the more I see turnover, people leaving the profession for lots of different reasons, but a lot of it has to do with a number of different factors, including rising caseloads. And perhaps the most, I think, significant component is this complex landscape. The way that I've framed it in the past is by saying that, throughout my 25 years of doing this work, the only constant has been change itself. Things continue to change and evolve. So this idea that we as counselors, on one hand, need to maintain connection with our individual students and oftentimes their families, at the same time as being sort of the content experts. With every passing year, it gets more and more challenging. Next slide, please.
Well, all right. things that very clearly lay out the challenge of from the college counselor perspective. Me as a mother who has navigated the college application process with my daughter, also experienced a very stressful, very overwhelming process 5 years ago. The reality is that family are overwhelming, students are anxiety, and our counselors are overburdened. It is very obviously something is broken in this college admission process. As a society, we could not ignore this at all. That is why we built DreamCollege.ai. By combining the deep college admission expertise with advanced AI innovation, we are able to provide personalized college admission strategies for every student at a very large scale, helping the students to navigate the process with clarity and confidence. At the same time, we also equip counselors with powerful tools to help them to scale their impact without satisfying the human connection. How do we do this? Well, in DreamCollege.ai, our platform actually supported two dashboards. One is student dashboard, the other one is a newly built counselor dashboard. In the student dashboard, we are able to provide personalized recommendations for students, such as major recommendation, personalized college recommendation, and also increased trans strategy. Other than that, we also provide AI-powered essay tutoring and also help students to discover impactful activity and discover scholarship as well. In the counselor dashboard, we enabled counselor to manage more than 100 students at a time with real-time personalization for every single student. We also enabled smart collaborations between students and counselor and even parents. Other than that, we also provide incredible data insight in the dashboard. The next, I'm going to give you a demo how our student dashboard and counselor dashboard works. Let me quit from this presentation and then share my DreamCollege.ai. All right. Now let's assume this is a student, and student can log in DreamCollege.ai and then get into the student dashboard. From here, you can see we provide a series of the capability, including profile assessment, major college recommendation, export activity, and find scholarship, AI essay tutor, and eventually help the students to create their college plans. And students always need to starting from building their profiles. This is because every single recommendation is based on the student profiles. Those profile information, including students' basic information, education, testing, preference, awards, and extracurriculums. And the data is very similar to Common App, but simpler than Common App. So if you see this screen is more for students' education, including the school, class size, ranking, GPA, etc. The next screen is for us to capture the standard testing, including SAT, ACT, and AP. The next screen is the preference, which is very important for us to provide personalized recommendations. Students can input their college aspiration based on their preference, such as location, financial importance, campus vibe and culture, type of the institution, and even areas that they are interested in to pursue. The next is the award, which capture the achievement that showcase the students, how they set themselves apart. Extracurriculum is extremely important for U.S. College admission. This is because college will use extracurriculum to assess the students' leadership, soft skill, and potential for the future. And after you submit the student profile, and you can immediately get your profile assessment, which will assess students' academic strength, extracurriculum profile, and area to improvement. And we also provide college readiness snapshot from different category perspective, such as academic fit, career alignment, application strength, and extracurriculum impact. This information is super insightful and actually helps students to take action to improve themselves and get ready for college admission. I have one of the students, actually the assessment pinpoint, oh, you don't showcase your strong leadership skill, even though you have very strong academic records. So the student immediately take action to take more leadership role in the new semesters. So this is actually provide actionable insight to the students to improve themselves. The next major capability is a major recommendation. Based on students' profile, preference, and aspiration, we are able to provide 7 majors that best fit student profile. For each of the major, we provide a major overview, including the job market growth potential, annual salary information, career opportunity. For career opportunity, other than the traditional roles, we also provide emerging roles. This is extremely important for today's environment. That's because technology, especially artificial intelligence, transform almost every industry and every single job. So family really need to know if they pursue a certain major, what kind of job will be looks like in the future. So this information will give enough insight to the students and family to make informed decision. And other than that, for each of the major, we provide am I a good fit analysis and assess the student's background and how it fits to the specific majors from leadership and career development perspective, and also some of the required skill perspective. It also pinpoint to the students what is the gap in his or her profile that he needs to continue improve in order to pursue the major. And another capability we provided is how to develop my skill set. It pinpoints some of the core skill set in order to pursue and to be successful in this major in the future, and then recommend advanced courses and extracurriculum for the students. So students can take action, take the courses, or participate in extracurriculum to develop their skill set in high school. So in a summary, for major capability, we are able to recommend 7 major at the same time. For each major, we will provide overview and am I a good fit analysis, and then provide strategy how to develop the skill set for in order to pursue the major. The next key capability is build college list. Students can select one of the major we recommended or we do not recommend it. And our AI is able to provide the balanced list of the college list for the students, including 3 safety school, 5 target school, and 4 rich schools. For each of the schools, we will provide actually, am I a good fit analysis from academic fit perspective, culture fit perspective. And one of the fit analysis we just offer most recently is the financial fit analysis, which is extremely important for many of the students as well, because they want to make sure if they go to a college, they are able to afford the cost. Okay, it takes a little bit time for the AI to respond to the request. So this is a financial fit analysis based on students' family income and the university programs. It actually identify if there is eligibility for need-based aid or not, expect net cost, merit cancellation, and then we will provide a table of the cost for the students. This information is extremely helpful for students who want to make sure they're able to finance for their college education. Other than that, we also provide how to increase trans capability, help the students to identify their gap to certain university programs, and provide strategies how they can increase their chance. For example, the students want to apply University of Michigan Arbor economy. It identifies the gaps that the students compare with the university requirement and then provide actionable strategy for improvement, such as conduct economy research, compete in economy business competition, and launch large initiatives, etc. All those activities and strategies will help the students to increase her chance to get into this program. So for Build College List, for any of the school, we recommend that we provide fit analysis, including academic fit, culture fit, and financial fit analysis. Other than that, we provide increased chance strategies. This is definitely very competitive compared with human being, because human being could not provide so many insightful data in such a short time. Other than that, we also provide best fit activity, including nationwide activity and also local activities. On the Find Scholarship capability, we provide the best fit scholarship for the students, so they are in a more target to apply the scholarship that they are easily to win. For each of the scholarship, we also provide, am I a good fit, and how to increase my chance to win the scholarship. Positional statement is an elevator pitch for the students, and will help the students to highlight their unique strength and story. And it's important for the students to continue emphasize through their college application, regardless from essay, personal statement, or college interview. And the last capability we have is essay tutor. This capability will first help the student to brainstorm the topics based on his or her unique profiles. Be able to brainstorm 5 different topics. And every topic is very personalized to the student's experience. And after the student chooses a topic, our AI is able to provide step-by-step guidance. As you see in the right hand, we provide different steps to help the students to write their own authentic stories. Our AI is not writing the story for you, but it will help you to guide the student to write the stories. That is pretty much about our capability for students. And the next, I'm going to log in as a counselor. Let's take a look at what the counselor dashboard capability we are able to empower our counselors. So this is the counselor dashboard. Counselor can also start a free trial just as a student. And then counselor is able to manage many of the students in the CM dashboard. Counselor can create profiles in this dashboard and manage the students' profile by themselves. This is extremely useful for individual education consultant if you want to manage the student profile by yourself. For the school counselor, if you don't manage the student's profile directly, you are able to require access to a student profile. So even students control their own profile as a counselor, you are still able to see the student profile and provide input from there. This is a very powerful collaboration capability we provided. At the same time, we actually also can enable the capability to invite parents to review the profile with counselor with students as well. Yeah, this is the main capability for college counselor. Other than that, we also have a managed counselor dashboard. The lead counselor is able to invite other counselor into this dashboard so they can manage their own students from there. And another capability is allow the lead counselor to buy the profiles from here. So those are the major capability for counselors. Again, counselor is able to manage many of the students' profile in one single dashboard. And each of the students, they have personalized expert level of the guidance from college profile assessment, major college recommendation to scholarship, activity, and AI essay tutoring. That is pretty much the demo of our product. A little rush. If you want to have a more detailed demo, please feel free to reach out to me after this conference. And the next, we are going to continue our presentation. Let me go back. All right, Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Sure. Thanks, Julia. I hope you all enjoyed that demonstration. I've been impressed, and I'll just dive in and answer the question that came up in the Q&A about how accurate is the AI. It very much, the answer to that question very much dovetails with the first point here about personalized for every student. Because the data that's being drawn about the student themselves is coming from the student's profile, my experience has been the AI generated components are incredibly accurate and incredibly insightful. And in some cases, the way that Julia said, able to provide insight and guidance to students in a way that I could, but not in nearly as short a period of time, and also in an asynchronous manner, meaning that I'm not sitting directly in front of the student. So the personalization for every student is one of the things that I think really sets apart DreamCollege.ai. There is no generic sort of output. It's, having been through this a number of times with a number of different profiles, it's not producing the same recommendations for everyone. It's not making the same recommendations for extracurricular activities, which I think, incidentally, is one of the real amazing features of this. Looking at a student's profile and suggesting that maybe you need to do Model UN or you should join the debate team if this particular pathway, which aligns with your skills and your aspirations, is something that you want to pursue in university. It's built for counselors. It's a very familiar and easy to use interface and workflow. And at the same token, the students find it incredibly easy to use. It kind of aligns with platforms that they're already familiar with. And again, if you've heard me talk, I've been, I think, a long-standing proponent of using prompt engineering as a college counselor to enhance your practice. This takes out some of that legwork of needing to learn how to prompt engineer, and it puts it all into one different platform. One of my favorite features is the final component or the second to last component that Julia showed, which is that sort of overall evaluation. And if you noticed, it was written in the first person, the way that if sometimes I talk about our elevator pitch process here at Graded, where we ask each one of our students to use artificial intelligence to help craft a elevator pitch. The context being you climb into an elevator with the dean of admissions at your favorite school, your dream school. What are you going to say about yourself before they get off the elevator? And it's built in the same way that the AI generated search, the AI generated major selection and recommendations, in the same way that the scholarship and extracurriculars are. So it's all in one particular platform, and the students are able to access it on their timeline. I often say that I'm available from 7:30 to 5 each day, but much of the college process for most students is taking place after those hours, where I'm not directly in front of them or directly accessible. So what I've found is by implementing artificial intelligence tools, the conversations when I'm in front of the students are far more lucrative, far more productive, far more advanced in many cases, because they've gotten through an awful lot of that individual sort of feedback with me. So the final point there, amplifying your impact. When a student has sort of put their best foot forward in using Dream College, and then comes and meets with me, the substance, as I suggested, of those conversations is far more rich and nuanced in a way that often, in my experience, has taken many more weeks, many more meetings. So the impact of those meetings is far more superior as a result of using this particular tool. Next slide.
Yes, sometimes it's pretty hard to move. I don't know. All right. Well, the next slide is a comparison between a traditional counselor and the AI empower and collaborative counselor. So, Jeff, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Sure. So one of the things that I really love about Dream College is it's not meant in any way, shape, or form to supplant the role of a counselor, but instead to augment and enhance the effectiveness. Uh, in most contexts, that idea of a traditional counselor, and I know many of us far exceed these numbers, but in an ideal number, when we talk to counselors, is somewhere in that 20 to 30 range per seniors per year. Whereas when you really get down and do the math about the addition of Dream College, you can scale this to a much larger number of counselees, a much larger number of students that you're providing an impactful interaction with. A lot less on the very sort of mundane sort of self-reflection stuff, which is extremely important, don't get me wrong. But because it's built into the profiling and the AI generated feedback, the students are getting there a lot more quickly, enabling you to spend that time again in a much more effective way. Much more efficient way to have everything in one place, have it all kind of connected. I thought that my process was pretty streamlined and sort of organized into Google folders and different Google documents and things like that. But it was kind of eye-opening and I don't know, the really empowering to see all of this in one particular place where I can go and know that the advice that the student is getting is informed, data informed, and informed by their own personality and profile. The quality, again, one of the fundamental challenges of college counselors is every kid sort of begins their college journey whenever you begin that process with them, but at a different place. And the quality of the interaction with the counselor is often dependent upon where they begin. I love it when I get a close in age younger sibling to a student because that student would be close enough in age to watch their older sibling have gone through the process. But we also have first generation students. We have people who have never been through this process before. I work overseas, and we have students whose parents were educated here in Brazil, for example, who have never studied in the US and for whom the US is a foreign entity. So to be able to have that consistent data providing insight about these particular individual students is second to none. Again, the response time, we kind of hit on this a little bit earlier. Email is the bane of our existence, and so much of these questions that I get, it's that sort of conundrum that I know lots of us face, where a parent or a student will email us in November and say, we're thinking about summer programs. Which summer program should my child do? And when I see that email, my anxiety rises, not because I can't answer the question, but because of the amount of time that I'm going to have to put into responding to that question. So seeing the quality of the output from Dream College is another sort of real added asset. And the students and parents can see this feedback and these suggestions anytime, day or night. And then again, that student satisfaction piece. I talk all the time about how at the end of our academic years, we always survey our seniors. And one of the things that we saw was a palpable increase in the number of students who said that they felt their college counselor knew them the best in relation to other adults on campus when we employed artificial intelligence as a mechanism for assisting us with a lot of the things that need to do behind the scenes. What we found, we were just spending more face time with our students and therefore enhancing those individual relationships. So it enhances that personalized touch in a perhaps an ironic twist that artificial intelligence is enabling actually personalization. So these a lot of sort of comparisons between that traditional counseling role and the ways in which an augmented AI collaboration can.
Hmm. All right, thanks, Jeff, for a good comparison on traditional college counseling and AI-empowered college counselor. Let's spend a little bit more time to discuss the future model of college counseling. It's not AI, it's not human itself, it's AI plus human together. Let's take a look at what AI is extremely good at. AI is very good to provide personalization at scale. AI is able to automate a lot of the research and repetitive works. AI is also be able to provide incredible data insights that human being usually cannot compete with. Also, AI is 24 by 7 available and it is cost effective. However, AI does not have a lot of the strength that human being has today. For example, being has knows the purpose, has empathy, and human can provide emotion support to our students. And human can also, based on the data provided by AI, can provide more strategic recommendation and decision. Other than that, most importantly, human adds the ethic into the whole process. If you provide responsible AI and also make a ethic decision for the students and the family and for the whole college admission process. So the future of the model is combine the best of both the elements, AI plus human. By doing this, we are able to provide the best impactful recommendation and support to our students. All right. The next, I'm going to turn it over to Jeff.
Sure. So I've said this in many cases over the last almost 3 years since OpenAI first released ChatGPT in end of November of 2022. But AI might not uh, replace you as a counselor, but someone who's using AI might. And what this particular tool in Dream College has really shown me is AI won't replace us, but counselors using AI will be able to outperform those who don't. So the palpable benefits of leaning into this new technology, leaning into a tool like Dream College in order to enhance the work that we do, enhance the support that we provide to our students, get that work done that we are always so desperately scrambling to complete. This is a tool that is able to bring that together. So in this capacity, it's not a new mantra for me, but try to get ahead of this, be a leader, not a follower in this AI race.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for a very insightful discussion. And the next, we are open for questions. Anyone who has question, you can type in the chat or raise your hand. All right. I see one question. Who is answer the question? Who is
So
well, is DreamCollege.ai available in Japan? So DreamCollege.ai is actually accessible from globally. Yes, we actually see there were students from Korea and Japan actually using our platform today, and even from Sydney, India. So feel free to log in our platform and have a free trial.
So lots of questions, Julia, about the cost, the fee for using the tool.
Okay, is DreamCollege.ai a pay tool? And I'm from as a school counselor from a Cambridge curriculum. How do I enroll my students? Yeah, DreamCollege.ai, we offer free trial, but we also is a pay tool. This is because our platform actually needs to pay a lot of the tokens when the students use this platform. And also we have development costs, we have other costs as well. Yes, it is a pay tool. If you're interested in using our platform, feel free to reach out to me and we will discuss this. But my point is, we actually want to help our students and our counselors adoption using the tool and make sure our students to get the help and supporting is our biggest goal. Accumulate, how did you come with this idea? Well, that's really a great question. How do I come with this idea? Well, let me introduce a little bit about my background. I'm a tech executive in big corporations such as like Goldman Sachs and PNC. I have a tremendous experience leading digital transformation in those big organizations. Last year, I started to build DreamCollege.ai. It's more inspired by my daughter's college admission journey. My daughter is a very competitive student in a public school in North Texas. When she graduated, I help her to navigate this process. I feel it is so confusing, it's so complicated, and so overwhelming. And I'm always under stress. I think if I'm the person under the stress, how about others? I truly think there's many of the families, they are actually seeking for help today in college admission. That is why I want to build DreamCollege.ai to help the students and also help our counselor as well. As I said, this is a big issue that as a society we could not ignore. We need to use the skill set that we have today on trying to help to solve the issue. I truly appreciate that there are many of the people actually supporting our journey, including Jeff, many of the counselors we talked with during the past year, and educators, families, and students. All together, we build this platform. I truly encourage you to try our platform and also provide feedback to us. Together, we transform the college admission counseling and make sure that every student get the support, every counselor also be empowered. Am I correct to assume that DreamCollege.ai is using the latest open AI model? We are still using OpenAI 4.0. We haven't used the 5.0 yet. There was some testing that still need to be conducted at this moment. Once the student see their list, can they get more detailed information about the college on their list? Is it linked to the risk guide? How does the software support the students' college research process in the list refinement process? Oh, that's a great question. I think one of the key differentiation for our college recommendation list is that we actually provide a balanced list of the schools, including safety, target, and rich schools. And for each of the schools we recommend, we actually provide 3 different types of the fitness analysis. For example, the academic fit, the culture fit, and financial fit analysis. And for each school, we also provide detailed information like the school requirement, school culture, school size, etc. This will help the students to make a better decision. So when I help my daughter to select the college list, right, I actually run to the internet, search everywhere, put on things in Excel sheet and comparing myself. But after taking extremely very large efforts, I still totally get lost. I still do not know which college is the best fit for her. So this is a very stressful and time-consuming process. But in DreamCollege.ai, what we are trying to do is to let AI to handle the complexity and doing this research and mapping for you. Our AI is actually can analyze the students' profile data from 360 level, including the structured data and unstructured data. We are able to map to the college program requirements and then provide the best fit recommendation. The next question, for those of you asking the detailed pricing information, you can check out more detailed version of pricing option app. Yeah, we have the retail pricing in our website, but however, for the school, we're going to have customized pricing. So if you are interested to apply this platform, feel free to reach out to me. Will this recording be shared? Yes, we're going to share this recording and make it posting in YouTube. Okay, another question. Will you share and send pricing option? Yes. Yeah, let's connect and talk about this. Am I correct to assume DreamCollege.ai is using new? Okay, we already answered that question. All right. Any other question from the audience?
So maybe you can't see them, Julia, but Gina asked the question, can you tell me more about how a student's fit analysis is developed? Are you using a survey asking students questions about their knowledge, skills, and personality, for instance? I'm looking for questions beyond just GPA and test scores. And I'll dive in first and then hand off to you, Julia, if that's okay. Gina, the profile that the student fills out is fairly comprehensive in asking for lots of content about the student beyond just grades and test scores. Yes, it does ask for those things, but a lot of the substance and nuance of the recommendations that come from the AI comes from those more I think more personal questions about who the student is and what they're aspiring to. Do they have some sense of their direction? Why have they been involved in certain extracurricular activities? So there is a lot more substance within that profile that Julia showed at the very outset. It very much feels like maybe, like as she said, a more simplified version of the Common App but with a little bit of that sort of textual, contextual sort of information included. Julie, do you have anything you'd want to add there?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think you explained pretty well. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than academic, we actually assess students' other perspective, especially from extracurriculum perspective. As you know, the advanced AI large language model is very good in interpret the non-structured data, such as the accomplishment in the extracurriculum, and be able to map to the college program requirements. For example, some of the college, especially the top college, they have very high demands on something like students' leadership, soft skill, things like research capability. AI is able to matching those very in a very good level. Sometimes it can even be able to detect the gap of the student profile comparing what the college requirement. That is where we use in the increased trends. We first identify the student gap comparing what the college requirement first, and then provide strategic recommendation how you can fill the gap. That is one of the very unique feature we offered in our platform.
And then, Julia, the last question is, are you planning to use advanced AI models in the future?
Well, we always use a very advanced AI model. We follow up the technology very quickly and fast. Yeah, of course. With the technology is getting more advanced, we are able to even providing more accurate recommendation for our students and our counselor.
Wonderful. That's it in the open questions area.
All right. Yeah. So after this webinar, thank you so much everyone for joining today's conversation. Extremely appreciate Jeff for your insightful discussion. And I hope everyone in this room, you're ready to transform yourself to an AI-powered counselor, right? Well, just like NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang said, well, there was some job in the AI age, some job will be lost. Some of new job will be created, but every job will be transformed. The same for the college counseling. So if you are able to empower yourself with AI, take AI as your best co-pilot, best companion, best assistant, you are able to become the best version of yourself. You're able to become more impactful in the future, and you're able to serve more and more students. Oh, all right. So we are going to present in NACA year 2025, which is going to be in next week from September 18 to September 21. And we are at the booth of 514. If you also participate in this conference, feel free to step by. We are going to be there to welcome you and have a good conversation together. All right. Let's stay in connect at the last. You can scan our QR code for WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and WeChat group. Yeah. Hopefully we can partner together to help you to support your students and college admission counseling practice in the future. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining today's session. Extremely thank you, Jeff, for all the insightful conversation.
Thanks so much. And if anybody ever has any questions for me, don't hesitate to be in touch.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Disconnect, please.